Welcome to Ninja Monkey, everyone. Happy New Year 2025. This is the first Sunday stroke Monday stream, depending where you're watching from, obviously. And yeah, 2025. Wow. We've been doing this for quite a while now. Been doing this for for I don't quite know how long. Somebody would have to go back. But then again, I do remove some of the live streams, past live streams, and I make them only patron available for patrons. But yeah, this is quite a feat, I have to say. When I started doing this Sunday show, I wasn't expecting to for it to sort of become a thing. But it has, and I am very glad and very happy because there's some great, awesome, amazing people here. So yeah, Happy New Year. And as always, if you have a question, then this is a way to ask. At Ninja Monkey Guy, or right question to get my attention. And obviously, one of the best ways to get my attention is super chats and donations, because they do actually help me continue with stuff in the channel, and traveling and that sort of thing. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I am not 100% sure how long the stream is going to be, because let me just sort this out, because I think that I'm covering the support wall. I don't want to cover the support wall. Wait a minute. There we go. So I don't know how long this stream is going to be. I'm not going to lie. Jet lag, and I arrived on Monday, and it's now Sunday. It's been a week, and I think I'm back into the rhythm of things. But I ain't gonna lie, like jet lag just sucks, and I think that by Friday I was sort of over it. But anyway, it's getting back into the routine. Hello there, Lord McGray. How are you doing? Let's just make sure that it's all working fine, perfectly, awesomely. Bojo Pigeon is in the house. Banana Necessary. Good evening to all, or good morning to all, depending when you're all. Good afternoon to all, depending where you're watching from. Dean To. Hey, hello from Toronto. Awesome. Hey, Dean, how are you doing? And how was my New Year's in Japan? Absolutely incredible. Every time I go back for New Year's, I have a great time. This time was a little bit different, and to be honest, like I left things planning New Year's planning to the very last minute. Every yeah, we'll talk about New Year's in a bit maybe. Kazumi, hey, and Vicente, my friend, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Tommy Tran, hello everyone, and Will, greetings from St. Louis. I'd like to say also, for any of my viewers who are watching from California, you've been on my mind a lot. And I hope that everything is okay for you if you're watching. So yeah, good evening, Japan. Japan Ichiban, halfway between 2000 and 2050. That is freaking scary. Danny B is in the house, and oh man, I am so sad that you're back in Europe. I know, right? If you're sad, then I am sadder. I'm actually quite sad. But a guy has to work. A guy has a life, and I'm not complaining. I am in a privileged position where I can actually, thanks to YouTube and obviously a lot of pre-planning and a lot of saving on my part, I'm able to travel to Japan multiple times a year. If it wasn't for your donations and patrons and YouTube stuff, I would only be able to probably travel once a year to Japan. So Alex B, hey, I was so happy for you when you were being in Japan. I know Japan was fantastic. It was a great trip. Like I want to talk about New Year's a little bit in a little bit. There are pros and cons. Maybe pros. Hey, we've got a super chat. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much, amigo. Um, so Lord McGray, Campaign Nathan, only 87 days and I'll be on my way to Japan again. Can't wait. Wish me luck. I applied for the Hatsune Miku concert lottery. Will be perfect surprise for your fiance. Well, hopefully she's not watching, or else it won't be a surprise. But let me just add you to the wall. To the wall. Lord McGray, thank you so much for being so positive um, and helpful to other people and supported me. Have I written it right, Lord Mac Gray? Arigato. I think it's now on the wall. How were your flights to and from Japan, Nathan? Spill the beans. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a very good question, and I think people are usually interested in like flight stuff. I think anyway, flight stuff. So let me explain a little bit about my flight. I have two main options. I can fly from Gibraltar to Tokyo via London. That's my preferred choice if I can. But usually the timings of the flights don't fit in very well for the short trips. I usually do that one in the summer. And I fly via from Malaga in Spain, which is about a 1 hour 15 minute, 1 hour 20 minute drive from where I live. So I drive from Malaga. I fly and I have lots of options. Malaga opens up the world for me. So I flew via Helsinki. It was a 4 hour and 30 minute flight to Helsinki. And I only had a 1 hour 15 minute layover, and I was paranoid that I was gonna miss it. And in my head I'd already sort of like sort of like accepted my fate, like 1 hour and 15 minutes. But it's the very first time that we were on the I was going to say the bus, on the plane, like 25 minutes before boarding, official boarding. Boarding started 25 minutes early, and we left early, and we arrived early, and then my second flight from Helsinki to Tokyo was delayed by about half an hour. So all in all, instead of 1 hour and 15 minutes, I ended up with like 2 hours and 15 minutes. And it made things perfect. On the way back, it was the same route, and I had plenty of time, and everything was super smooth. And yeah, economy, economy, economy. Jet lag is always worse coming back for me. Yeah, 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 I agree. Question: what is the perfect Japan everyday carry in your view? A pocketable tote, shopping bag, iPhone, Apple Watch, oversized wallet with coin purse, a can of strong zero, other random stuff. It's very difficult as a content creator. My everyday carry is usually like a whole studio in my backpack. So, don't want to be in a position where I don't have something that I need to film. But I do take breaks, and usually it's my DJI Pocket, or a smaller camera in my pocket with a small microphone. But usually, I think the most important thing for me is to have a backpack, that has a pouch for a water bottle, especially in the summer. When it comes to my wallet, I have a wallet. I don't have it here, but I have a wallet which is only for notes, and a little pouch for coins which I don't use, and I use a separate coin bag than on my wallet. And then I always carry with me a power bank with a cable as a backup, which actually I didn't need to use it in the whole trip this time round, which is a testament to how good this iPhone 16 Pro is, to be honest. And obviously my Apple Watch, and that's about it. That's about it. I go about my day, getting myself. Usually, I drink a lot of water when I'm on the go. A lot of water, and when I'm sitting down having a meal, it has to be beer in Japan. Always. Kind of strong zero. But you know what the problem with strong zero and stuff like that in Japan is that if it ain't cold, it ain't good. That's a problem I find. Is your apartment getting sorted? So I think this is why I'm a little bit like not in sync, because the answer to that is no. I mean, I look to the left, and it's very upsetting right now. I'm not going to even show you. But at the moment my answer is no, my apartment isn't getting sorted. I've had to cancel all sorts of I had plans to invite family members and friends for like post Christmas gatherings, because I was in Japan, and I can't do it. I literally can't do it. I don't have a bathroom right now. Well, I have a bathroom, but like I can't close the bathroom door. And but all in all, I think it's going to be mostly a paint job. I have some contractors coming in on Wednesday. Hopefully some other contractors coming in to give me a quote before I decide what, how to navigate the whole thing with the insurance. But yeah, cannot start the day without a kind of strong breakfast of kings. I know a guy who booked a one-way ticket to Japan. I am low-key jealous of him. My God, that would be epic, except for that could potentially give you problems in Japan. And booking a one-way ticket without something like a working holiday visa can actually give you problems. And I've heard of people having problems, so but any suggestions for local neighborhoods in Tokyo area to explore away from tourists? Yes, and I'm sure that Japan Ichiban or one of my other moderators will be able to plonk down there one of my videos, less visited Tokyo. I think I have some really good recommendations, and I actually have filmed enough for a part two and probably even a part three. Um, there's just one place that I've been twice to film, and it's been around the New Year's period. Things have been closed, and the trees have been a little bit dead, and I'm just waiting maybe for the springtime to film there. Jennifer is in the house. Jennifer is excited because she's getting a Daiso. And that means that she's going to be spending all her money in Daiso, and she's not going to have any money to go to Japan with. Even everyone from Birmingham. Birmingham. Also currently planning my next trip to Japan. Stevie, well, like I hope that my channel is a treasure trove of information and tidbits, and not only that, but this live stream can also be valuable to you. So what can you flash down the toilet apart from the usual stuff? Would they tell you something, you throw away food or something? I think use your common sense. Most of the time, it's just toilet paper, like don't throw anything. And if you do need to throw away food, then just throw it in the bin. Right? Throw it in the bin. Yep. Would be funny if we were on the same plane too. It would be. Let's see. Let me just drink this Coke Zero just to give me some energy. Show me those Coke Zero emojis, guys. 2025 Coke Zero. 2025 Coke Zero emojis. Flying from Munich with Anna this time round. In April, I'll be flying. I don't know. I have to look. Berlin, Frankfurt. Cool, cool, cool. So close. When it comes to my flights, I'm gonna be totally honest. JAL and ANA are amazing airlines, but when it comes to flights, I usually prioritize now in the short when I'm only having like a week or 10 days in Japan. I actually prioritize my layovers and my flight time, meaning that I want to arrive as early as I can in the morning and I want to leave as late as I can in the evening. That's what my prioritization is at the moment. And obviously having layovers that are not super long. I really don't care how I get there. 25 months to 2025. I didn't realize that was a 25 months thingy. Awesome. Flying there on April the 9th as well. When am I flying? I think I'll be flying around that time actually to Japan in April. 9th, the 10th, that sort of thing. I know that I'll be missing the probably freaking hell, like it's climate change. I really don't know these things, but I'm guessing I'm gonna miss the core sakura in Tokyo. But I'm sort of excited to potentially maybe go north whilst I'm there. But that legit happened to me. The mum of someone I know happened to be on the same flight. Whoa. Actually, I bumped into somebody from Gibraltar in Haneda Airport. That's kind of crazy. And they were not on the same flight as me. They were taking a completely different route. So, sitting back, Samsung Z Fold 6, Samsung S23 Ultra, Samsung Ultra watch. I'm seeing a pattern here, Japan Ichiban. Power bar, and one cable for all DJI Pocket 3 and lenses. DJI tripod and battery extender, DJI mic, Meta Ray-Ban. Yeah. And let's see. 16 days until your next trip. Banana necessity. Well, when will that be then? I'm trying to figure it out. Like the end of the month or the beginning of the next. The only downside in Munich is that Bauma is happening on that day. Ooh. Deciding on staying in Yokohama or Kamakura and doing a day trip to the other. Which one would you stay in? I think that if you want to stay in in a place, I would say in Yokohama. There's probably a lot more going for it, and you can easily get into Tokyo from Yokohama, is what I would say. There are express trains that take like half an hour or something. 4 a.m. the early ones. Early ones. Absolutely. I think Nathan bought the same lenses to after my recommendation. I got some lenses. I'm not very sure if they're exactly the same ones, but I just went into Yodobashi and did it that way. Question. It's going to be my first time seeing and being in snow ever in Sapporo in 1 month. Is there anything I have to prepare when traveling in snow aside warm clothing? I think I would 100% recommend looking at your shoes, looking at your footwear, and making sure that you always have spare socks in your bag. That's going to be your daily carry-on, has to have socks. Let's see. There are loads of little neighborhoods. Thank you so much, Japan Japan, for that the link. Check it out. Check it out. I love that video. It's one of my favorite videos, actually. Doing that video, I discovered some pretty awesome locations. Think of buying the Pocket Free, but it seems to be out of stock everywhere. Yeah, it can be. It can be. Buy one-way ticket. I meant that he is generally moving to Japan. Oh, okay. Then yes. Blackburn, thank you. Thank you, dude. I'm glad that you approve. Daisos are popping up all over here in Texas also. Wow. Yeah, Japan is 100% right when it comes to buying electronics. Consider buying it in Japan. You'll get the tax back. The yen is quite weak right now, so yeah. All the Daiso stores in Australia are closing for consumer law violations. Really? All of them? Why? What are the consumer law violations? I want to know more. Alex B, do you know anything about monthly mansions? 3 month stays? There are plenty. I've heard of home, like what's it called? Share houses? Share houses? But when it comes to like monthly mansions, I wouldn't say that I can give you any recommendations in that area just because as a more of a travel tourism sort of focus channel, I don't tend to stay one place for 3 months, so Mm, my chat just died and I'm getting it back now. Sorry everyone. Let's see. I missed something, so don't forget that if you do have any questions, you know how to do it. Ask. What the heck? Okay. Right. Let's see. I've got a feeling I'm missing some questions, so I apologize. My chat sort of died and I've had to refresh it. 3 people in the chat playing on the ninth. Okay. Yeah, there's something wrong with my chat, guys. If you book international flights with JAL or ANA, I can't remember which one, you can fly domestically for free. Is that a good deal? Obviously, it can be a good deal. It just depends on where it allows you to fly. So a lot of these things sound better than what they actually are and require, there's all sorts of terms and conditions apply sort of thing. So, and availability as Japan has just said. Jeff, how are you doing? I was scheduled to go in February, but just rebooked for September. Just wanted to be warmer. Chicago to Tokyo, non-stop. Wow. On Anna, awesome. Good evening, Mark. And socks. Yeah, definitely. For the snow, definitely, man. There's nothing worse than cold, soggy feet, right? Feels like we need a Ninja Monkey April meetup. Wait a minute. Are you going to be there in April? Am I missing something? My last flight, I was rejoined with a previous passenger. We're now keeping in contact. He's a multi-Japan tripper too. Awesome. Let's see. Um, so I'm just going to let the chat roll a little bit, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update of what I sort of got up to whilst I was in Japan, and why I mentioned earlier on why like New Year's period is has its pros and has its cons. I think New Year's period is a great time to go if you're a return traveler and you've sort of done everything that you need to do, the main tourist sites in Tokyo, then or in whatever main city, and then why not? But more and more, I realized that it can be a little bit limiting, and you need to turn on a different chip, if that makes any sense. So things sort of, I would say on the 30th of December, things are still relatively open. Maybe some smaller places might close, or there might be limited or like shorter operating hours. 31st, we'll start seeing things close, and we'll start seeing limited hours. Also, and then the first, the second, and the third, you'll see a lot of places close, and around the fourth, places start reopening with limited hours, and by the fifth, everything's sort of back to normal. So I think that's the time where you should consider doing something a little bit different, like going for a walk around the lake, heading to more natural sort of locations, staying in onsen, that sort of thing. Like that's a perfect time for that, or even skiing, because the skiing things are open. But most definitely not the time to do the main tourist sites. For me, it's not a problem. I've done it all. It's documented on my channel, and I actually like the fact that things being closed sort of slow me down. And by closed, it's not like everything is closed. There's a lot of things that are still open. Don't get me wrong, okay? So what did I get up to whilst I was in Japan? Quite a few things. I actually met up with Amnestar. Amnestar is living in Japan now on the jet program. I met up with him and his wife. Lovely. It's the second time that I meet his wife. And he helped me film a little bit. We explored some Jijo area, which will probably appear in an upcoming video, and it was loads of fun. And New Year's Eve actually ended up in a fox procession, and by that I mean people wearing fox masks and with lanterns at midnight, joining in a procession. Would I do it again? Probably not. Glad I'm done it once. Yes, beautiful footage, I must say. But yeah, just it was very, very somber and very, very slow. And it wasn't the sort of lively atmosphere that I would have wanted for New Year's Eve. Very, very traditional and very, very different. I also got to hang out with Jim Ross quite a few times, actually. I met up with Jim Ross about 3 times. Went to an American football game with him and Anming, or Oriental Pearl, and her husband. And I then went to a cento. I went to a cento with Jim Ross and Tommy, which is Oriental Pearl's or Anming's or Alyssa husband. We went to a cento, and let's just say that we sort of got thrown out of the cento, but that's a story that I'll either say another time or later on. Let's get back to the questions. Daiso is popular in Southern California. Hope you're doing okay, by the way. That would be awesome. Hello, Nathan and chat. Hello, Artorias. Alex B. Um, John Dub from Owning Japan recently interviewed someone who stayed at one of those long-term rental properties in Tokyo. Okay. Hey, sir. I'm visiting Japan in late March, early April. Do you have any recommendations for less touristy sites to visit? I'm going to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. 100%. There's also a video of a less visited itinerary that you can check out. You can hopefully maybe Japan Japan can help out there. But I do have a like the secret itinerary, which I recommend, highly recommend. Totally out of the tourist sort of crowds, or just get inspiration from it. Aizu Wakamatsu is in there and some other places. Yeah, that would be pretty cool if you're there. Hi Nathan, hi everyone. Hope you're doing good. It will be less than 2 weeks into my trip to Japan. Will Tokyo be freezing at night at the end of January? January. Should I wear heat tech from Uniqlo 100%? Yes. I was wearing heat tech from Uniqlo in over at the end of December. So yeah. I mean, there were some very cold days, but I wouldn't say it was overly cold. It was probably like hovering around 10 degrees during the day and probably like 6 degrees or something at night when I was there at the end. But that for me is very cold. So, yay! Okinawa will have to wait. Oh, Okinawa is a good one to end with, actually. Let's see. Waterproof socks. Is there any advantage to flying into an airport other than Haneda or Narita or the Kansai one? You know, is there an advantage? Well, first of all, you might not be able to fly to some of those airports directly, and if you want to fly, for example, to the one in Hokkaido, or if you want to fly to one of the other more domestic airports, you're gonna have to go via Haneda, Narita, or Kix. So either way, I'd say no. There's no advantage other than potentially the costs. Sometimes some of these like multi-stop trips are cheaper. Dying Goal is in the house, and I hope that he has a glass of lager or beer or whatever in his hand, or else the world is ending. Tell us, if you're not onsening, start onsening. That is the best advice ever, Kazumi. I agree with you. Does the transportation run longer during New Year's? It does, actually. It runs all night pretty much. It doesn't close at regular times, and so if you wanna do New Year's in Tokyo, the only thing you need to be aware is that not all the lines run all night, and there is sort of like a normal service up to, I would say, 1:30 in the morning, and then after 1:30 in the morning it switches to an hourly service. So for example, even the Yamanote line, you might have to wait 45 minutes for the next train, but there is a service the same in Kyoto, going from Kyoto to Osaka, exactly the same, sort of regular midnight, 1 a.m, 1:30. After 1:30, that cut off time, it sort of switches to an hourly service. But that's not bad, for New Year's. So back on Sunday. Bojo Pigeon. I will say the story. I just wish that Jim Ross was here. I might have to wait or maybe repeat it another time for when Jim is here. Did I do any temples on New Year's Eve? I didn't do any temples. I would have done temples, but that wasn't what we did. Packing skis and heading to Hakuba. Cool. It's raining ash. Oh my goodness. That is scary, scary stuff. I've been following all sorts of things on the news, and even here in Europe, we're all praying for you guys. Best place to try beer or beer? If it's beer, I think there's a whole video guide that I did with my friend Dying Gull, who's saying beer or beer. But with I would say Ebisu. Ebisu is what I've learned from the pro himself, you know. Adachi, how you doing, yo? Kelsey Marie, hi. What would be the most optimal way of traveling to Japan from Jib? um, Depends. I think Gibraltar, London, Tokyo, obviously, would be the most optimum way. But if you are looking at potentially having like a shorter layover or not wasting too much time, the Gibraltar one via London you usually need to spend the night, and it's a little bit of annoying times. And via Malaga, it opens up. Prices are cheaper, and you get lots of more options. But you need to get there. Raphael, hello. Good afternoon. Well, good evening. And like I've mentioned before, good morning to those of you in the other side of the world. You're welcome, Grace. Oh, as in the animal. What a question. Are you Tawada? What a question. I have no idea. Actually, no idea. Have you searched for bear restaurants? Although I'm worried what would come up in Google Maps and where you would end up. Working Yokohama and Tokyo. Marunouchi. Ooh. Does anyone know if you need an international driver's license to drive a go-kart track over in Japan? Usually anything, yes, you do. I believe that you do, okay? Because I know that the go-karts in like in central Tokyo, you need a international driver's license. So 2 beers in. Okay. Good boy, good boy, good lad. They do, they hunt bear, and I've seen it in the menu in the past. I don't think I've had it. I mean, I don't think so. Got a deal on a direct flight to Atami Airport, Osaka from ALX before. Instead of using usual airport versus Narita versus and Haneda, different was an extra hour, but saved like $100. Yeah, this is a thing. It could save you money, but time is money. So it's one of those things, right? Very restrictive. Wow, I can imagine. I heard it's fairly easy to get an international driver's permit, but I forgot where I can get it from. Each country is different. Unfortunately, this is one of the things that I cannot actually give you directions on. In my country, I just need to go to the like the licensing office where I would get my normal driver's license. But I know that each country sort of has a different method. Um, the Rabbit Kitty. Good morning. Ohio gozaimasu. Ohio. Rafael is in the States. In the US, you can pick up an international license at any AAA. There you go. This is why I love this stream, because we have people from all around the world. By the way, let's do a quick shout out. Where are you watching from? Let me know right now. Let me know what country. Let me know what city. Let me know what time of the day. Let me know how many days to your Japan trip. Let's see how far and wide this community is reaching today. For your say so problem. Google Maps isn't the best way of finding good restaurants. You know of apps that can be helpful. I mean, in my opinion, I think that Google Maps does a pretty good job. The best way of finding a good restaurant is just going, in general area, and everything's going to be food, and finding your own sort of vibe. Don't follow the sheep, don't follow the herd. and be your own leader and find something cool. Um, when it comes to Google Maps, try to search for the restaurant in the kanji. Sushi, for example, write sushi but in the Japanese kanji instead of the English, and you'll get different things, results. Yes, you do, and remember to get the correct one, as Japan hasn't applied the latest international driver's license. It has to comply with the 1948 regulations and not to the 60 something. Yeah, there are different regulations for different countries, so they expire every year. So I'd have to get mine redone. Navitime is a go-to map app in Japan. I really hate it. I think Navitime is pretty good for long distance travel, Shinkansen travel, that kind of thing, finding Shinkansen routes. But personally, it's pretty, and I'm gonna say it, and I don't say it very often, shit when it comes to streets stuff and subway stuff. It's not as good as Google Maps, in my opinion. But hey, everyone, each to their own. UK, Fort Worth, Texas, 2:34 p.m. Nice, in the middle of the day. You have the whole day ahead of you for Japan planning, I hope. Brisbane, Australia, 6:36 a.m. Rubber Kitty is up very, very early. Copenhagen, Denmark, 9:36. Well, the same as me, 9:39 now. I'm a few minutes behind. Chicago, USA, Germany. I can just let my license be translated and I can drive in Japan. Ooh. Um, I use YouTube or TripAdvisor to find places. Samurai Indie, how are you doing, my friend? And Newcastle upon Tyne, USA, in the middle of nowhere. Really? Where is the middle of nowhere? Tennessee, USA, 3:40 p.m. Tennessee. I don't know. Tennessee is a place that makes me think of barbecues. Am I right? Am I wrong? I have no idea. Um, Sydney, Australia, 7:37 a.m. I'm guessing. Whoa, everywhere. Denzel victory in Gibraltar? Really? Ooh, Denzel is in Gibraltar. And I'm in Gibraltar. We're probably like under a kilometer away from each other right now. Hello, Ninja M. I intend to go to Japan in April and wish to visit Mount Fuji April 23rd, 24th. I'm concerned I might not be able to see it. Um, you know what? When it comes to bias, to first of all, the difference between climbing Mount Fuji, visiting Mount Fuji, and seeing Mount Fuji. Climbing Mount Fuji can only be done in the summer months, so you're out of luck. You won't be able to climb Mount Fuji in April. Visiting Mount Fuji, I mean, you could potentially reach one of the stations in Mount Fuji, but you won't be able to climb it. And seeing Mount Fuji, that's quite kind of easy. The best thing to do really is to keep an eye on the weather forecast and aim for one of the famous lakes around Mount Fuji that are closer. Try to either arrive the night before and stay the night, because the best chance of you seeing Mount Fuji is early in the morning, like early in the morning. 16 days, end of the month. Brighton. I love Brighton. Brighton's a pretty cool place. By the way, you know that I met PewDiePie, right? Did I mention that I met PewDiePie? PewDiePie and me are now besties. We're gonna collaborate, you know. Joking. Met PewDiePie, such a nice guy, such a helpful guy. I asked him a few questions. I was not lost, but the area that I was in, and I'm gonna keep it kind of secret because I think he lives in that neighborhood, that area that I was in has a beautiful park at the bottom of the temple, and I didn't know how to get down there, and I asked him, and him and Marcia helped me, and little what's his name, little kid was on his shoulders, and he was I had a nice little conversation with him. He didn't know where Gibraltar was, but it was One of the only days, one of the only freaking days I didn't have my YouTube freaking card to give him. Oh boy, not that he would have watched or seen anything, but hey, you never know. It would have been funny if he would have seen one of my videos and commented. And Marcia was really, really kind people. Switzerland Gold Cast, I think, GLDCST, May the 12th. Sitting on a plane in Denver, they just closed the door. Yay! Exciting stuff. Near Birmingham. Ooh, Norway, Sweden. Awesome. Everywhere, man. SFO. I don't know what that is. Is a day trip to Hiroshima from Osaka a good idea? I'm going to see the floating tour. You can do it. Just leave early. Although I would really recommend staying one night in Osaka. I think Osaka has a pretty cool like night vibe with the okonomiyaki and that kind of thing. And it will just, give you a better sort of like not rushed trip. If I were you, I would actually spend the night and leave super early in the morning back to Osaka. Nothing wasted that way. Getting in around 8 p.m. in Narita on a Thursday with just a carry-on. I wish I could do that. Think I'll make the last Narita Express. Of course you will. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. I mean, booth closes at 9. You can probably buy online, I think. And I'm not very sure, but I was reading something about the Skyliner. Is it the Skyliner that's now allowing you to set up a face like login thingy? Oof. These lights are so giving me heat. Been trying to move to Japan since 2005. You could do it, man. Set your mind. Plenty of people have done it. There's people that from this community that have done it. Like, it's quite impressive. So, I use Google Maps most of the time, and it was very useful for routes and restaurants. I think half the fan, I keep on saying this, half the fan, to be honest, I pretty much hardly ever use Google Maps for food and restaurants. A lot of the time, I go to an izakaya and I ask the local people, hey, I want to eat ramen. Where do you recommend I eat ramen? Or, hey, do you know of any tonkatsu places? Or do you know of any sushi locations that are moderately, like not too expensive? Though that's a way to do it, really. It's a bonus, it's a double bonus. You get a few beers, you get to chat and hang out with some locals, and you get some local recommendations. Much better than Google Maps. That's pretty much the way that I mostly do it. And then the other way that I do the whole food and eating thing is that I don't worry too much about it because I'm on the go and I eat when I'm hungry. So if it's 1:30 p.m. and I happen to be in Ginza for whatever reason, then I'll find something in Ginza. I'll look around. I'll maybe go into last case scenario. I'll go into a shopping mall, food hall. Take care, safe flight, DG. Yeah, long distance is pretty good. Dead, drunk, gamer. I'm good. My latest trip to Japan was awesome, as always. And, Dominican Republic. ¿Habláis español en la República de Dominica? Así se dice. ¿Se dice la República de Dominica? No estoy seguro. Maybe you don't speak Spanish, but hey, you're correct. Barbecue is famous in Memphis. I live in Chattanooga. Ooh, I have no idea when it comes to USA. Like, I have kind of can guess, but oh yeah, Tobias. Honestly, I mean, just spin things around. Like I think that a city or a city specifically has two faces, the day face and the night face. And I think that if you were to, for example, take a carry-on, like a day bag with you to Hiroshima, and you left pretty early in the morning to Hiroshima, and just explored, leave maybe even leave your stuff in a locker, and then head back to the hotel, spend the night, check out the night scene, eat some okonomiyaki, and then in the morning, nice and early, head back to Osaka, and you could be back in Osaka for 10 a.m. when things are opening. So nothing lost there. Let's see, I missed a few things. My chat refreshed again. I don't know why, but Bjorn. That's it, Bjorn. Super cute kid. He gave me a high five. Well, kind of gave me a high five. Kind of. He contacted you. Ooh, cool. Osaka has the best nightlife for sure. At times, it doesn't feel like Osaka sleeps until you get heading towards your Shinkansen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Osaka nightlife is pretty cool, I must admit. I recently got into bouldering a few months ago because of Felix, and I'm looking forward to going back and climbing over there. Nice. I've been wanting to do bouldering for a while, actually. Now, maybe I can do it if they maybe I can make a thing out of it in 2025. Skyliner might have a tap and pay with credit card. Maybe. The problem, like I mentioned about the credit card, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely fantastic that so many of these lines are starting to introduce the credit card. But the problem is that you need to look at your route, because you might be able to tap and pay, but you might only be allowed to travel a certain amount of stops. You might not be able to use the whole network because it's not fully set up yet. Um, what is a nice town? Oh, I would say check out hmm, along the same latitude as Osaka and Totori. I mean, I've done that sort of area. Suwano. Suwano is a town. It has very few tourists. It's one of my most favorite places in the world, and I might return this year. Suwano. Tsuwano. I think. What? Japan? Chicago. Wow. I guessed that you were going to be in Chicago, 2:46 p.m. 5 months. Greetings from GCC. I don't know what these GCC things are, but hi from GCC. Is it worth to visit Okinawa without renting a car? Um, Depends what you want to do. I had a lot of fun renting a car in Okinawa. I highly recommend renting a car in Okinawa, but I can also see how potentially lazing around and drinking and eating and being in the beach and swimming and that kind of thing would be a lot of fun even without a car. So 51 people watching and only 23 likes. What am I doing here? My life. Come on, guys. How 26 likes, 51 people, only half of you like this content. This is very sad. Very sad, guys. 28 likes. Very sad. I know I'm not going to convince all 51 people to hit the like button, because that's the way of the world. But if I did somehow convince everyone, those 51 people, to hit the like button, I would be pretty happy. Good Spanish. You think Spanish speakers have a small advantage when learning Japanese, or not really? From my experience, not really. I just wasn't very sure if it was La República de la Dominica or if it was República Dominicana. That's what I wasn't sure about. New places are opening all the time. Very true. Super true. Kobe is probably my favorite city. So user friendly. And check city e-bikes for bay, mountain, foothill. I think I'm considering this year using Kobe as sort of like a base for some part of my trip. I think Kobe could be the underdog of staying in this, magical triangle of Nara, um, Osaka, and Kyoto. And obviously access to Kinoseki and all that kind of thing. Tsuwano. I think, if I remember right, Tsuwano is a small town, super beautiful, incredible temple. Hiroshima is underrated for sure. Was there for 2 nights and it felt so eerie and magnificent at the same time. Was a real emotional journey. I would like to go to Miyajima this year. I would like to stay in Miyajima this year if I can. Miyajima is a magical place. Ooh, my sixth trip to Japan will be on the 28th of November. Ooh, nice. The Shikoku pilgrimage with a car. I've done some of the Shikoku pilgrimage. Shikoku is a beautiful place. You're gonna love it. If you wanted to sit down somewhere and get some editing work done, do you have to go to a place or a coffee shop? Depends on the place. It depends on the coffee shop. I don't usually do my editing in coffee shops in Japan. I usually do, if I need to edit, I'll do it in my hotel. But if I were you, I would probably just scout the area and see what other people are doing. If other people are doing work, then it's absolutely fine. Um, there are some coffee stores or cafeterias that will give you a time. Will actually give you you are allowed to sit here between this time and this time, 90 minutes or whatever. Gazumi hit the like. We have 40 likes, 49 people watching, and 40 likes. Will things be balanced? 52 people and 41 likes? República Dominicana, okay. República Dominicana. Okay. I'm going back for the same 10 days this year. I still feel like not even 2 weeks would be enough. This is the problem. This is the problem, guys. How often do you visit Japan in the year? Um, in between 3 and 5 times. Yeah, very true. You have said something very true, and that is that to be happy that you can go to Japan because some people just can't do it, but hopefully they will be able to do so in the future. I've been traveling to Japan for the last 10 years, and it took me a long time before I could go to Japan. I totally feel it, feel you guys that haven't been to Japan yet and are hoping and planning and wanting to go to Japan. I fully get it. I was you at one point. Just think about that. Okay, this is a little bit of encouragement. I was you at one point. I was a person that had never been to Japan and that had was always thinking, oh, I'd love to go to Japan. I can't afford to go to Japan. How am I going to go to Japan? And I did it. So yeah, being Mexican as a Spanish speaker, no, unfortunately, but it's fun to learn Japanese. My dream would be 3 months in Japan, 3 months back home, recurring. That would be pretty nice. So I'm going to tell you this story, and I'll probably repeat it when I when I have Jim Ross in the chat. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny because I hadn't realized that I have this character. Maybe it's a character flaw? It's definitely a character. It's part of my character that actually I hadn't realized until how stubborn I can be. Yeah, I didn't realize how stubborn I can be. So me, Tommy, which is Oriental Pearl's. Tommy is Oriental Pearl's husband. And he said, "Hey, do you want to come to like a spa or a sauna or a cento with me?" And by coincidence, Jim Ross also, because Jim Ross is a great supporter of myself and of Oriental Pearl. So, so yeah, so I'm like, yeah, awesome. Let's do it. Let's go to a cento. I prefer a cento to a sauna. So can we do a cento? And he gave me some options. How about this one? How about this one? How about this one? One of them looked really local, so I said, I said to him, sure, that super local cento looks like a nice experience, you know? So me, myself, and Jim Ross and Tommy, who's Japanese, by the way, um, we went to the cento in Ueno, one of my favorite places in Japan, in Tokyo, and it was very local. We do the whole normal thing, get undressed, shower, scrub, that kind of thing. And this center has like two pools, one incredibly hot, super, super hot, ridiculously hot pool or bath that I had no, well, it was hot, but I had no problem, like getting in there. And the other one, which was still hot, but it was definitely cooler. And so yeah, Jim couldn't quite get into the super hot one, but he could get into the one that was medium hot. And we ended up going into the pool that wasn't so hot, and it's still pretty hot, and the whole, environment atmosphere is very hot in there. So Tommy decides to sit on the ledge of the center, of the bath, as you would do in any onsen, really. He decides to sit down. So I think, I need a little bit of fresh air. I need to cool down a little bit, so I'll do the same. So I sat down on the edge of the bath, and Jim Ross did the same. So the three of us were sitting on the edge of the bath, and we were having a little bit, not loud conversation, not loud at all, but we're having a little bit of a conversation. And out of nowhere, this Japanese dude, probably the rudest experience I've ever had, to be honest, comes up to us and starts like sort of like yelling at us and telling us to either get inside or get out. Either get inside of the bath or get out. It was very, very, very like not nice, you're not supposed to sit down on the edge. You're supposed to either sit down you're supposed to either be inside of the bath or get out, but not sitting down on the ledge of the bath. So this is where my like fight or flight sort of comes in, I guess. Tommy immediately gets out, and he sort of he immediately gets out, and he gets his towel, and he's, I'm gonna go, bye, and he leaves. And Jim Ross pretty much does the same. And all of a sudden I'm like, there's no way that I'm gonna let this guy win. I am getting into that bath, and I am staying in that bath, and I don't care. So I got into a bath, the other bath actually, and I literally got in the super super hot bath to make a point that I wasn't going to leave just because I had been yelled at, because I hadn't done anything wrong. And actually this Japanese guy was incredibly rude, um possibly racist, to be honest, because when he was in the bath with the other Japanese guy, I heard something gaijin. So so probably possibly even like a little bit racist, maybe, I don't know, maybe not. Don't want to generalize, but that's how I felt. And I learned something about myself, and that was that I I fight when it comes to these little things. Like I literally thought, okay, they've gone, but I need to prove a point. And I proved a point. And then after whatever 10 minutes or whatever in the bath, I got out and I left. And there was this other Japanese guy who spoke perfect English. It was very good English. He came, in the changing room. He said, "Oh, you're not supposed to sit on the edge of the onsen of the bath." And I sort of said, "You know what? Fair enough if that's the case," which, by the way, it isn't the case. I asked multiple Japanese people who even researched online in Japanese, and they said that that's not the case, that was just random. Um, but he said, "Oh, you're not supposed to like sit on the edge. You're supposed to because you're blocking the way, blah 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 blah." And I said to the guy, "Look, I'm a teacher, and I would have rather have been taught what to do, and I would have learned something new rather than being yelled at and not have a lesson out of a situation, because now I'm actually a little bit bitter. I come out bitter, having learned nothing other than that there was a Japanese twat, basically in the in the bathhouse. Um, so yeah. Anyway, there you go. My little bit of a story time. I'll probably re-say it when Jim Ross is here because it's kind of funny. Yeah, yeah. Vaca and vaca. Yes, it's true. Cow in Spanish. For me, Japan was always on my list of places I wanted to visit, and for some reason, I never thought I had enough money to travel there. Almost lost my uncle in an accident and realized. I'm fairly young, 22. Wow. You're going later this year. Awesome. Okonomiyaki place that cooks it for you, there are plenty. Usually, if you just ask, they'll do it for you. In Hiroshima, definitely the Hiroshima Okonomiyaki Park is pretty cool. My brain stopped developing a long time ago then. Japanese dude. Hello, I stay in Airbnb. What can I fill in on the Visit Japan form and the hotel name, place of stay? You write the address of your Airbnb, and maybe you can write in brackets Airbnb if you wanted to. But Japanese Japan does this very often. So, but the Airbnb will have an address. Yeah, it was just not nice. It was just not nice. I think I'm happy with the way that I conducted myself. I'm happy that I sort of stood my ground a little bit. Never sat on the edge, but some onsen center has steps. So if you need to cool down, we were sitting on the step, actually, not on the edge, on the step of the thing, to be honest. Monkeys do like hot springs, to be fair. True. Fried monkey. I couldn't take a hot spring bath with a monkey. I'll tell you something, it's going to the center with Jim Ross, for example, is probably the first time I've been to a center with a subscriber. I'm very grateful for being able to experience it now, even after going broke. The experience is priceless. Saving up the whole year just to go again, and I don't regret it, indeed. Language, sorry. Sorry. My main problem is my camera gear has got to 14 kilograms. I get it. I can't decide what to bring. Do a test run. You know what I would do? Alexander, I would do a test run around your hometown. Take all your camera gear and do a vlog around your hometown and see what you use and what you don't use. Certain old Japanese men can be something at times, indeed. Yeah, the Okonomiyaki Park in Hiroshima is quite like it's its own thing. So very much a lot of fun. Any more questions? I will probably start closing the stream shortly. But if you do have any questions, then now is your time. And once again, thanks for your support in 2024. Can't believe it's 2025 already. It's kind of crazy where we've come. I mean, I don't know how many live streams I did in 2025, 2024, but I think probably one a week, sometimes even twice a week. Um, I'll see how things go with Happy Gaijin in terms of streaming in on Wednesday. I'll see. I'm still, you know, I've got contractors coming in on Wednesday and that kind of thing. So my house at the moment is a problem. It's what's actually slowing me down from all sorts of things. Coexist. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Arigato. I can never, ever, ever spell your name properly, but I will try. Ah! Ko, what have I done? Ko! Ko! This. I think that's right. Much appreciated, my man. My dude. Only doing photography, then the same thing. You're not gonna need all lenses. Maybe take two prime lenses or two lenses. How were the levels of tourism this time? Were there lots? I would say that there were a lot, but maybe less than normal because of the New Year period. I think a lot of people domestically also sort of travel to their hometowns, which means that the bigger cities might get quieter. So it wasn't over the top, but it was still busy. Did you pay with your Revolut cards in shops and was it widely accepted? Absolutely, yes. I did. I use my Revolut card all the time on my Suica, or I top tap my Suica using my Revolut card. In fact, my bank card, my NatWest bank card, got was so frustrating. Like I had to call them to unblock. They blocked my main bank account, the one that basically I live off. All the bills go through there. So I started getting all these emails of like my all my bills were bouncing back, and I was gonna basically it was blocked for suspicious activities due to being in Japan. So when I got back, I couldn't call from Japan properly. So when I got back, the first thing I did was I called them and they said, "Oh yeah, your card was blocked because you got a suspicious like transaction from Japan." And I said to the woman, "I travel to Japan like 4 times a year. Like, look at my account. It's not suspicious. I am all the time in Japan. Plus, Japan is in my safe list. Like when you go traveling, you can actually add countries to your safe list. So, what the hell? It's kind of funny. Japan, Japan, Ichiban. Thanks for the stream from me and Michaela. She's #1 in the Diamond League on Duolingo. What? Michaela. Awesome. She's doing very well. She's like doing better than me. Arigato, Alan and Michaela. Thank you so much. I think I scared off Tawada from the last time, right? Doesn't matter the place when I book. I'm leaving soon for 2.5 months and I haven't booked all stays yet. Book with free cancellation is my big must do. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it gives you the flexibility. If needs be, book multiple hotels, set yourself timers so that you can cancel a few days in advance and you can choose the one that you want to actually use. So going in April was nice, especially the weather. Not sure if it was busy or not. I'm pretty used to crowds of people. Suica cards are back for the name Suica. I did I did a where is it? Check it out, guys. Check this out. It's pretty cool. Ninja monkey. Suika name Suika. Made this about a week ago, actually. Probably a week ago today. Maybe, yeah, probably a week ago today I did this. Um, so they are available, still available. If you go to the JR East travel centers, you get a green Suica not named. You might need to show your passport, or go into the Suica machines in most major stations in Tokyo, the JR East stations anyway. You'll be able to get a named Suica. Just bear in mind a few things. Put your real name, if possible. Put your real date of birth, and put your real telephone number. Because the great thing of having a named Suica card is that if you lose it, right, you can actually say, "Hey, I lost my Suica. Here's my passport. This is my name. This is my telephone number, and this is my date of birth." And they will be able to give you a new Suica with a balance that was lost in the previous Suica that was reported lost. Now, because my says Ninja Monkey, I can't exactly do that with this Suica, but I guess I'll use this one as a reference for the future when it comes to Suica stuff. That video is doing super well on Instagram. Like, I'm so shocked. That little short on Instagram has, I posted it like 6 days ago and it has 75,000 views. What is happening? But then on YouTube, it has like 2,000 views. Why? Why? I think Duolingo is probably very good for vocab. I think, like everything, use what works for you. Yeah, I prefer using my phone. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I only use this for the video once. I'll keep it as an emergency. I mean, the thing is that I'm starting to have a little bit of a collection. Every time I make a video, I sort of buy something. But it's cool to have a collection of cards just because I'm a content creator. But I do have, obviously, I have the Suica, name Suica. I also have a Manaka, and I also have a Pasmo. So I can choose, always like to have an emergency one on me, just in case. You never know. What if my battery runs out on my phone? You know, that kind of thing, right? All hail the Suica card. It's a penguin. It's this penguin, by the way. I've lost, I think it's a flag that it's supposed to have, but it's the Suica penguin. Doo, doo, doo. I love this thing. I found it and I was like, I need that in my life. It was a great show. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I looked at it back and I was like, damn, that's a pretty straight to the point, quite kind of good looking short there, right? No problem, dude. Happy New Year. Back in the clay. Hope everything's okay down your end. I am ending the stream now, but yeah. Nathan, the main reason why there was a shortage. Oh boy. Train cards aren't far off. I've got other ones also. I just don't know where I put them, but I do have some other ones. Um, I have the Manaka also. Anki for I mean, I think Duolingo is like a glorified Anki, to be honest. So yeah, the Suica Penguin is pretty hardcore, I think. Although it sort of lost a leg and it's stuck with like glue tag or whatever. But anyway, guys, I am going to say goodbye with the penguin. Or the penguin is going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Happy New Year. Thanks for the donations. Actually, I need to add. What on earth? I haven't added. Ah! Japan, Japan, Ichiban. Japan, Japan, Ichiban. What? How? I forgot. No, not fair. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, Japan, Japan, Ichiban. And the penguin is about to say thank you to those of you who supported financially today. So let's get the penguin to say, hello, everyone. I'm the Suika penguin, and I would like to thank Lord MacGray, Coexist, and Japan, Japan, Ichiban, but mainly Michaela. Don't get jealous, Alan. Anyway, thanks everyone. Stay positive and be a happy gaijin, and catch you in next week's stream. I don't know why that's so funny, but it's just kind of funny. Everyone,